Tayo guys, guhakamu tayo umuthi. I'm walking home and the road is as lonely as it can get. Like this is very normal in Norway, like especially if you live in this like more of the countryside. So this is how it is. I'm very sure I will get home before I see anyone, and I'm just from this concert. I don't know why they call it concert, because it was one of the most boring events I have attended. So I'm walking home. You know how we Africans are used to so much hype, so much vibes, like there's so much life in everything that we give. But here it's some music that's, instruments and all that, and nobody has color because they're dressed in wool, so a bit of red maybe and blue. So they were just, and I was the only black woman there, because my host is African American, so he's black man but married to a Norwegian. So basically he has been the black person around here. Like it's just him playing in this band. But this is one thing I have realized today, or before I continue, I have to tell you that I have to give it to Norwegians. They have very beautiful homes. I don't know what we build in Kenya. I think we lack creativity and imagination. But of course I understand that because of their long winters, they have to create these very beautiful cozy homes, like I said on my other video. Yeah, that's just a swing there for a child. Yeah, so I'm walking up the hill, that's why I'm losing my breath. Yes. Oh, okay. So basically they were just observing me and looking at me. And one thing is that when you are a confident black person, it bothers them, because they're not used to Africans who are very confident in their own skin and in their skin color and in their own, like I'm very confident in who I am, in what I look like, in how I behave, in how I walk. So for them, they're not used to that. And there's this thing that they also don't understand, why when you tell them you're from Africa and Africans are dying of hunger and all these problems, you have political problems, all these bad weather conditions, like now you're facing drought in Kenya, and they see you like smart, adorned in your jewelry. Like today I had my feathers on, they're keeping me warm, by the way. They just stare. They won't say hello, they won't compliment, they're just there, just staring. And the children, because they can see a good thing, a beautiful thing, they can see a beautiful human, a beautiful African woman, but they don't know how to react or behave. And I have come to realize that this is how it is here. Oh, and every house, most houses in Norway have chimneys. Look at this beautiful house. Turn the camera, look at that. I mean, guys, I know wood is expensive in Kenya, but maybe we need to adapt and start building wooden houses, right? Yeah, so of course the snow hasn't come much, so we're waiting for the snow. So as I was saying back in the video, that you as a black person, it's okay to move abroad. It's okay to come to these countries, because we're driven by different circumstances. It could be work, it could be school, it could be love. Yes, it could be love. Love, where you are 30 years old or 30 something, and you tell us, I have fallen in love with a 70-year-old, same age as your father, older than your father, almost the same age as your grandfather. Yet when we are in Africa, we condemn this kind of behavior. But because this is a white old man, we actually see these women as heroes, like, oh, they are our role models. Oh, this is so nice. This is love. Love. God, I think we need to redefine love. There's a house I'd married for so long. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Like, it's so beautiful. Like, it's so artistic. You just want to be home, right? Of course, it's expensive, but wood here is affordable because they have lots and lots. So like I was saying, so it doesn't matter what brings you to these countries, like to Europe or to America or to Canada or to Australia or name it, Middle East. But what I'm saying is, any reason that brings you to this, these lands, apart from America, of course is many of our black people there. Just know that if you live in a community where it's more of this white, more of these people, you will never fit. Yes, you will never fit. Like, they will accept you because maybe you're married to one of them. They will accept you because first in Norway and most, I think, Scandinavian countries, they are more of like socialists kind of system. So it's okay you can manage, but let me tell you, you will never feel like you belong. Like, they will always see you as a foreigner. You see the difference when they come back home to Africa, we treat them like gods, right? We treat them like gods, like from the airport, the way we give them visas very fast, to the way we just want to give a helping hand to all of them, like to any. We see a Muzungu and we see hope. We see a Muzungu and we see money. We see a Muzungu, we see wealth. We see a Muzungu and we see the future. We see a Muzungu and we see hope. But I feel we should change that. We should change that. Because when you come here, always remember that you will always be a minority. Because, I mean, there are good examples of people who've made it here, but what's the percentage of people who become great and sin? So actually, I've just realized that, you see the way I walk in Nairobi and in streets everywhere I go back home, and everybody's just appreciating me like, hey, Empress, African Queen, yeah. Nobody has done that here. I mean, they're just staring at me like, oh, another black woman. And let me tell you, it's only that most black women don't tell you this, is that for the white women, when they see you here, especially married to a white man, to them you just this low line with less morals. I don't want to say the word. Yes. I mean, of course, if you've grown up here, if you've been raised and born here, that's a different case. But the other day I just shared and told you that my hostess, the daughter, came home because she's facing some bullying because she's a mulatto. Yes, and she didn't like it. And she almost quit school. Yes, she was almost quitting school. So it's not the easiest. And she's just 13. And some boy in her class is picking her up, picking a fight with her because he feels she's not white enough. Then when she comes to the black community, she's not black enough. I think when you're here, black people need to be talking about these issues more often. Like, at some point you will lack an identity. Yeah, I know in Oslo and Trondheim, in these big cities, Bergen and Drammen and all these cities, you kind of find a community. For example, I've been to one in Drammen, and there's a whole street that looks like Isili, where you have Islam and Islam shops, like where Islam wamejaa, and you feel home when you're there. When you go to Oslo and there's this street of people from West Africa, and you feel so good about it. So yeah, so perhaps when we talk more about these things, it should be more of the reality. Of course, these countries, you will make money, but of course, before you start even making money, you have to also learn some language, be integrated in this society. So can we just talk about these things? I have had an experience this afternoon, just now when I was coming, that they just stare. Like, only 2 neighbors said hello because we had been to visit them, but the rest, nobody cared. You see the way we just say hello to our guests and treat them like gods? Not the case here. Yeah, so let's appreciate our continent. Let's appreciate our cultures. Let's appreciate that we love each other. Let's appreciate the unity we've been taught, only that now it's been dying with this middle class apathy coming up, rising up every day. Oh, you should see the mountains there. Like, it's so beautiful further up there. Yes, I'm about to freeze my fingers on on my right hand, which I'm using to hold the phone. So let me just stop now. Yes, more stories coming up from Munjirū. Yes, my feathers just did its thing today, and I felt so good. The Anjiro ancestors are watching over, like they're here with me. Like, I mean, it's in the DNA. Did they expect that I don't have my ancestors in me? I do. It's in the DNA. Yeah, when you decide to disown your ancestors, you're disowning yourself, because you come from your ancestors. You come from your ancestors. Kwani, what's the bloodline? So that's the lineage. See, and your lineage. Yeah, so stop this shit of disowning where you come from. Okay? Give the most from this Munjirū queen.